Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Lots of Bears rumors to get into around Matt Ryan, of all names today. Let's start with this one here. This one comes from Fansided. Could the Bears trade for him? This is absolute fake news. There is no chance that the Bears are trading for Matt Ryan. Why, Harrison? Why couldn't they go get him? The Falcons are picking at 4. They could draft a quarterback and move on from Matt Ryan. Yeah, they could draft a quarterback. But remember, they restructured his contract, and now if they trade him / cut him, his dead cap hit is $70.9 million for 2021. There is a less than 0% chance that the Bears or any other team are going to trade for Matt Ryan, because once they restructured it, converted a lot of his money into signing bonus, that made it impossible for him to get moved this offseason. Guys, $71 million in dead money if he gets traded, it's not going to happen. Even next year seems like a long shot, $40 million in dead cap. 2023 feels like the sweet spot for Atlanta to go in a new direction. They can trade or cut him, save like almost $30 million in cap space. And then, of course, he'll be a free agent in 2024. But there is absolutely no chance that Matt Ryan gets traded. He is not going anywhere, because you're not going to restructure a guy who's going to cost $71 million against your cap if you trade him and just be like, yeah, let's just trade him anyway. Guys, they made a decision. Atlanta is rolling with Matt Ryan in 2021. Now, they might draft their quarterback of the future in Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields. They might still do that, but Matt Ryan's on this roster next year. There's no chance he's not. So get this pipe dream out of your heads. If you saw this article from Fansided, it's just not a realistic option, because, again, financially it makes no sense whatsoever for the Atlanta Falcons to trade Matt Ryan. But help me out. Name a quarterback you do want the Bears to trade for. Go ahead and get your votes in the comment section. Hey, maybe you still want Russell Wilson. Get your votes in. Name a quarterback you think the Bears should trade for. Obviously, on the surface, sure, Matt Ryan would be great. We talked about him earlier this offseason prior to his contract being restructured. We have not revisited it since then, because we understand how the salary cap works here at Chicago Bears Now. But still a good quarterback, top 10, top 12 guy. Maybe next offseason, a guy like him or a guy like Russell Wilson becomes a real possibility for a team like Chicago. But right now, it's fake news. It's not an option. It's not realistic. Atlanta is rolling with Matty Ice for the upcoming season, because Arthur Smith wants to give it a crack with him for 1, if not 2 seasons. So we'll just have to wait and see what his future holds. What the Bears' future hold, it's not Matt Ryan, at least not in 2021. Be a part of the exclusive First Commenter Club. We mentioned this to you guys about a month ago. We're bringing it back because you guys have been crushing it on our videos. And our last 5 videos, April 7th through 12th, these are the subscribers who have commented first on those videos. Tyler Van Bree on Monday's video. Luis Ramirez, April 11th was the first comment. James Hess, he's gotten in there twice, guys. You guys got some work to do. Bulls for Life, YouTube was the first comment on April 7th's video. Hey, all you got to do, subscribe, turn on notifications. That way, as soon as you get notified on your phone, you got your device, so you're like, oh, shoot, new Bears video, type first. You can be a part of the First Commenter Club. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you subscribe and turn on notifications, because a lot of you guys do that, and that gives you a head start on commenting first. So if you want to be a part of the exclusive club, if you want a shout out on one of our next videos, subscribe, turn on notifications, and obviously become the first person to comment on all of our videos. Could the Bears trade down in the first round? 2 Smoking Jays. I think this is, people are talking. It's fairly likely. I could see this happening at the end of the day. I do think trading down is probably more likely than trading up at this point. So obviously the Bears have the number 20 overall pick. SB Nation threw this idea out there, basically saying if the Bears don't trade up for a quarterback, they should trade down and load up on more picks, which I don't actually hate that idea. I mean, let's be honest. One of the top 5 QB prospects, probably not going to fall to you at number 20. That's been well documented. We talked about that here on Chicago Bears Now. I just do not see a scenario where a Mac Jones, a Trey Lance, or even a Justin Fields falls to number 20 overall. Trading down becomes a real possibility if you don't move up for a quarterback. What if number 20 pick comes along and all the quarterbacks are gone? Penei Sewell, Rashawn Slater, and Christian Darrisaw are gone as well. You could take a guy like Tevin Jenkins. Obviously, that would be a good pick. But what if he's gone also? I think at that point, you're like, I'm trading down. I'm getting more picks. I'm getting more value if I am the Chicago Bears, because if you can't get one of these quarterbacks, you might be better off going with a volume type of draft, especially on day 2. Maybe you pick up an extra second, an extra third, something like that, and you give yourself 5 top, 85 picks. That could be something that would be good for Chicago to kind of fill gaps in different areas. Maybe you take more of a developmental quarterback in the second round or something like that. These are the picks the Bears currently have. Obviously, number 20 in round 1, 52 in round 2, and the number 83 overall pick in the third round. The Bears certainly do have one pick in each round, which is nice because the Bears have not had a first-round pick. But imagine if you could turn that number 20 pick into an extra second or an extra third as well. Maybe get top 5 top 85 picks at the end of the day. I think that could be a good selection there as well. Then obviously the volume of picks on day 3, including 4 sixth-round picks, 204 all the way through 228. You could use some of those picks to move up potentially into the 4th or the 5th round if you package that 5th round pick as well. I think trading down becomes an option from your number 20 overall pick if you don't go up and get that quarterback. So this will certainly be something to follow, something to keep up with, and especially on draft night, if it's quarterback early on in the draft, you're probably not going to get one, so trading down might be your best bet. Right now, 2 Smoking Jays, I think it's fairly likely, but we'll have to wait and see. What should the Bears do in round 1? Type U for trade up, type D for trade down, type S for stay at number 20. If you're watching live, 48% of you guys say trade up. So I think that's very, very interesting. Get your votes in. U for trade up, D for trade down, or S for stay at 20. Get subscribed to Chicago Bears now and turn on those notifications. Like I said, best chance to be a part of the First Commenter Club. But really, what we're doing here, daily videos, we're keeping you guys up to date. We'll go live at some point during the NFL draft. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. More mock drafts leading up to the draft as well. YouTube.com/BearsNow. Turn on those notifications and hit that big red button and subscribe. All right, third story here on our Bears Rumors Roundup. Is an Anthony Miller trade close? 2 Smoking Jays, I don't know, maybe. It's clearly hadn't happened yet. We've been waiting for, 3-4 weeks now? Last week the report from Ian Rappaport resurfaced, and we're like, oh, numerous teams are interested. I warned you guys that maybe the Bears are creating trade value. 2 Smoking Jays, because I don't think we really know more than we do yesterday. Bears Twitter saw Anthony Miller's tweet of a hourglass and was like, oh, he's getting traded soon. I don't know that. Anthony Miller doesn't know that. I think he tweeted that out saying, hey, if you're going to trade me, trade me. I want to know where I'm going. I think that's what he's trying to say when he sends out that tweet. Obviously, from the Bears side of this, he's entering the final year of his contract. He's been inconsistent. So trading him for anything you can might be the thing that makes the most sense for Chicago, because the chances of re-signing him after this year, I would say, are like 20%. It just doesn't make a lot of sense based on what he's shown to bring him back as your number 3, number 4 type of receiver. So we'll see there. Obviously, this was the report from Rappaport last week. Storyline to watch. Stay tuned. Numerous teams are in on Anthony Miller as the Bears shop him. And I warned you guys, hey, this might be the Bears leaking to the media of let's try and create some trade value for Anthony Miller. Because are we sure teams are actually interested? That's basically what I'm trying to say at this point. It's been a month since Adam Schefter, right around when the Bears signed Andy Dalton, said Anthony Miller trade could be imminent. Quiet for 2 weeks. Oh, Ian Rappaport, numerous teams interested in Anthony Miller. Well, it's been another week now. So I don't know if teams are that interested. I'm not saying he has no value, but you're not going to get like a third for him. You're not going to get a 4th, I don't think. Maybe you get a 5th, maybe a 6th. Guys, he's been inconsistent. He doesn't catch the ball when you need him to. He got ejected from a playoff game. Those are bad checks for a guy who went in the second round back in, 2017, I think 2018, entering the final year of his rookie contract. I'm not saying he's not a decent player, but to act like you can get a 4th-round pick or something for Anthony Miller, that would surprise me greatly. So will the Bears trade Anthony Miller? Type T for trade, type K for keep. Get your votes in on this one. What do you think happens with Miller in the end?